Boston, and when we shipped out of Boston, I could never imagine the carnage and destruction that I would be witness to. The lads who suffer wounds at the front, many of whom barely cling to life, are brought here to my clearing station. Sometimes scores of them, other times too numerous to count. We work to save lives and to give comfort to those beyond saving. These boys, some barely able to shave, are fighting the Great War. Not great in wonder, but great in its terrible toll. It's like we are fighting all of Europe, 32 nations, the Germans, Turks, Austria-Hungarians, Bulgarians, on and on. How it started, I can't explain. Nationalism, imperialism, whatever the reason, it's a travesty. One thing is certain. These new weapons have carved wide swaths of destruction and left tens of millions dead. France has lost an entire generation of young men due to the war. There's no glory in this, no lasting triumph. For me, there's nothing but a firm resolve to carry on, to do what we can to bring comfort and endure. Would we all have been better to stay back in America and not get involved? Some say yes. But our American ships were sunk by U-boats. We've been attacked, and now our allies need us more than ever. Here at the front, men are dug into trenches stretching some 440 miles from the North Sea to Switzerland. Many are waterlogged home, often reeking of death, from which men of valor regularly storm out to cross fields known as no man's land, only to be cut down by deadly enemy machine guns. And with nightfall, the terror increases. Millions of artillery shells rain down on each side. Enough! Now that you Yanks are here, we look to you to provide one final push. Your French allies are exhausted. One last great effort from you can drive German forces back to their borders, and we pray, bring an end to this terrible destruction. May fortune smile on you tonight and beyond. And God bless you, one and all.
At dawn, we're going over the top in a coordinated attack with our French allies to drive the Germans out of Somalia. We're going to make history. This will be the first American-led attack of this war.
You men, take cover! Get back from those walls. Corporal, send out the scouts to cut the barbed wire for the morning attack. Yes, sir. Direction, cover up. You men, get down. Oh, hell's breaking loose. Get used to it, boys. It's every night. All right, men. Take your weapons. Make ready. Let's go!
Broken by sending our boys into a fusillade of lead that, for many of them, meant certain death. Even now, I hear our ambulances, the lorries, the horse-drawn carts, all bringing a new wave of casualties to us. Some will arrive with horrific wounds, mangled limbs. others choking on poison gas. Still others will arrive concussed and shattered in mind as well as body. The new and so-called efficient weapons of war, tanks, machine guns, and poison gas, and aeroplanes that now bring death from overhead, all will change the face of the battlefield forever. Some estimates will show over 40 million military and civilian casualties in this great war. 200,000 will die in the trenches. Many of you will return home from this war. But 100 miles north of Saint-Miel, in the verdant fields of the Meuse, France, almost 31,000 of you will find your final resting place. Solemn evidence to future generations of what is necessary to defend freedom.
All right, men. It's time to go home. Let's move it out. The church is no home for any living soul.